for Common Man. Common man, charms the housewives like no one can. What'd you shoot? Where'd we play? Non-stop nonsense on deck today. Tune in, it's time for Common Man.
Oh, boy. Why should anybody aspire to be a common man, an average man? Do you realize what it means to be average? That means you're the best of the lousiest, and the lousiest of the best. Now, if we demand more and more for producing less and less, while the have-not nations encourage and inspire and indeed require hard work and maximum effort, if we deify the common men while they encourage and reward the uncommon ones, well, the end result of such a lopsided race as that is too obvious to require elaboration.
Time is running out on Dan Cole's round. Let's go to 15. Bob?
Yeah, John Cole has been visibly angry. He's been talking to himself quite a bit. And it doesn't get any easier here on the par 3 15th hole at Minnesota National. This hole is guarded by two bunkers with a big tree in front of the green. Very challenging tee shot. He's opted to hit a 5-iron here. Cole, unreal pants, fluttering in the wind, mumbling to himself, I've got to have this shot. Hooty-hoo! Ooh, that's very well struck. Spinning through the air like a J.J. McCarthy pass. It's right on line. Looking good. Oh, my! It's in! I can't believe what I just saw. A hole-in-one for Cole at the 15th, and he's pointing at patrons in the gallery shouting, you doubted me, you doubted me, you doubted me, and now he's embracing his son, Peter. What a moment between father and son here at the 15th at Minnesota National.
For the first time all day, the Thunder forced the punt, 4th and 15, and Deuce takes the long snapping honors. Deuce snaps it. He snaps it to the up man. It's Robbie, and Robbie looks surprised. He hasn't seen the football all day, and Robbie's flag is snatched. What was he thinking? Now there's a man with a backwards beret running out on the field while talking on the phone. He's yelling at Deuce, and yes, Deuce did just yell back, you're insane, because he tried to snap it to the up man. The Thunder give up the ball deep in their own territory. Not sure what Deuce was thinking there.
I'm a fraud.
Yes.
Mark, they can't pitch. They can't hit. What is come on.
He's the clown from Brown.
That's
He's the
established.
4th in the North.
Not so fast.
This is the common man, Dan Cole.
Yes, that is me, and if I'm supposed to be somebody else, why do I look like me? The Grum begins in 5, actually 3. 5 sounds like more than 4. Greetings, good afternoon, Ack-Ack-a-Dak, and Dak-Dak-a-Ack to you and yours. What is Ack-Ack-a-Dak? Dak-Dak-a-Ack. Well, Wilbur, I'm glad you asked. It's your password for tomfoolery and skullduggery. It will also gain you admittance into a meeting of the Loyal Order of Water Buffalo. Everybody together now? Ooh la la, ooh la la. I'm a radio dinosaur. The fan is my La Brea tar pit. Someday, archaeologists and paleontologists will be sifting through the rubble that will be 1600 Utica Avenue South. They'll stumble across my skeletal remains or my cold, dead, fossilized lip attached to this Electro Voice RE27. We don't have the Neumann anymore. We destroyed 3 of those. They're too expensive. They'll say, egad, a social commentator with an archaic communication device. I'm glad you're here on this President's Day. That's a old tried and true open that I used for years, over and over and over again. It's rather lengthy, and the reason I used it today, we got 3 segments to get through today, or 9 segments. And, there's not a lot going on, or is there? Oh, Wilbur. Oh, frantic one. There's plenty going on. For instance, the quad god actually became a quad fraud. Stoltz, the cabinet maker, double gold in speed skating. It was Bursic and Lieber who once said, if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying. Maybe they're listening to that with Canada curling. Did Team Peterson in their victory over China, were they eating donut holes during the match? NFL power rankings show that defense rules. The Flores lawsuit proceeds to open court. Twins, Buxton sounds off on the club. Very disappointed in them. Duckies and Bunnies and the Polat Pocket Protectors are out in full force saying we might have the best pitching staff in all of baseball. Tom Polat says we really went hard after one of the best pitchers in baseball. And NBA Commissioner Pete Rozelle thanked the players for playing hard at the All-Star game. With all of those topics to get to, I'm not sure where to begin. Let's go ahead and spin the wheel of topics. People are thinking, wow, of course it's open somewhere. Very common because it's going to land on that, right?
Commons golf game.
I didn't play. Just testing it to make sure it's still working. We haven't used it in a long time. Well done, Brett.
Dust it off.
Yeah, dust it off. It's it's like a well-oiled machine. We keep shoveling fresh megahertz into the transmitter here at the fan. We also keep oily doily. We keep the Wheel of Topic oiled as we should. Brett Lakemore in for 10 a beat today. It's a President's Day. It's an iHeart holiday. I could have taken the day off. You could have taken. Well, they need somebody here, and you want the money. Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
I already know the answer. I even left it. Are you getting time and a half today?
I actually don't know. I hope I am. I think I am. Maybe.
Come on. You don't really think so, do you? I'd ask. I'd demand it.
Yeah. Good day to do a double.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's like you are working on a holiday.
Yeah.
It should be holiday pay. Wonder if I can work that out too. I should get holiday pay today. Of course, they would have said we'd rather you just taken the day off, right? They'd have said it was your choice. You didn't have to take the day off. Nobody asked you to come in. But I'm sort of a company guy, but not really a company guy. Yeah, it's just, if we do best of, we're just going to play the same 15 seconds over and over and over again. Because I probably had 15 really good seconds on the air. Well, the open, that's about the best I've ever done. So we're not going to get much further than that. When it rains, it pours. First of all, you had a plastic Chad caught in your throat for all those years. How is that going, by the way?
I can still feel it every day.
You still feel it every day.
Yeah.
And now you have a stomach issue. Did you get up in the middle of the night and watch gold medal basketball or not?
No.
It's an old inside joke. Do you know that one? Stomach issues? I'll tell you some other time out there.
Yeah, my stomach thing is I had to leave my Saturday shows, which I've never done. I had to send out an SOS to anyone who's ever ran the board. I need someone to come in right now.
Worst case scenario?
Or is that not, does that not exist? That was on Sundays.
So is that still in existence or is worst case scenario? Okay.
Yeah, we did it last Sunday, did it for an hour.
Okay.
We just talked about crushes on women for 60 minutes. That was it. What a show.
Yeah. Who are
me and Maxo?
Well-known women, like actresses.
Yeah, okay. It was your first crush you've ever had. Saw someone on TV, or
my first crush was in third grade. Her name was Sean, and it was funny. I thought we both liked each other, but when you're in third grade, how old are you? 9?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
a little early.
Yeah, but I do remember that was my first. Was in Ms. Meredith. Miss. It was Miss. They didn't have Ms. back then. When did they start that Ms. stuff? Because it used to be you were just Miss or Mrs. Or you missed out. One or the other, right? And so now, but it's Ms. MS. It's supposed to be we are women. I'm woman, hear me roar, and numbers too big to ignore. Do you know? Are you familiar with that song?
No.
The Women's Anthem by Helen Reddy. I am woman, hear me roar, in numbers too big to ignore. It was kind of like, it was in the burn your bra day. Do you know about the burning your bra day? When women just said, we don't need to have, why do we have to wear a bra? Why are we second-class citizens? We shouldn't be. And I absolutely 100% agree. But that is neither here nor there. What were we just talking about? Oh, well, who do you have a crush on?
We named a bunch of, like a lot of actors.
You couldn't settle on one.
Well, no, we had to.
Okay.
And we had more segments. You would know. We have segments to kill.
Yeah.
So we took texts and everyone sent in their first crushes from various movies and some animated movies, which is always interesting.
Yeah, see, mine was real life. I didn't have crushes on people on the boob tube or the big screens. I mean, I suppose there was ones that I found, attractive, but that was not what it was for me. For me, it was, though I must admit, I did like, I guess it was, back in my day, now this is, I'm a boomer, I'm going to date myself, but I think everybody's aware of this show. You're aware of Gilligan's Island, right?
I am.
So the 7 castaways just sit right back. You'll hear a tale. It was. This is how Mr. Howard said, Ginger and Marianne. And the age old question back in the day was, were you more of a Ginger or a Marianne guy? And back, I will say that I did have a crush on Marianne. She was the farm girl, the girl next door, and her name was Dawn Wells in real life. I think. She's passed away. The only member of the Gilligan's Island cast that still alive is Tina Louise, and that is Ginger Marianne. And so that would be the only one I think and then, I guess Veronica on the Archies.
Yeah.
That's a cartoon character, so it's kind of weird to have a crush on a cartoon character.
We had plenty of cartoon submissions from the listeners yesterday. So, yeah.
Submissives or
submissions?
Submissions. Oh, you had a cartoon character. Oh, you did. Who was it? Scooby-Doo.
Well, Maxo said Lola Bunny. That was his first.
Who?
You ever see Space Jam?
No, never watched
it.
No.
Yeah.
Of course, if Scooby-Doo was, you'd be into bestiality, and that's not. I mean, each his own, but, that's not good.
Yeah.
I think it's against the law. Yeah. I don't want to get into it. Why did I do that?
But yeah, my stomach hurts. So yeah, I'm having problems. I can't eat food right now. It stinks.
Well, let's dive deeper into your stomach issue. Maybe I can fix it for you. I'm not a doctor. I've never played one on TV, but I might try on radio. So I'll see if we can get to the bottom of it. Does it hurt when you touch it?
Yeah.
Well, then don't touch it. Hey-o! How's that? And then, rub a little, eat some dirt, rub a little rose. Oh, you don't want to eat any dirt, but eat dirt and rub a little Robitussin on it. It'll get better. Let's take a break. We'll come back. We'll do a little, just out here on the fan. We've got a peek at the purple. And then, I bet you have a keyword. Are we doing keyword on a holiday?
We're taking a little keyword break.
Oh, we are. Okay. I was hoping we could have put $1.25 in somebody's pocket. That's another old inside joke story as well. We'll pause. We'll come back with a little just out loud here on the fan. Sounds like it's something from the association. Cherish is the word I used to describe. Did you have a vibe to read?
I do.
Okay, go
ahead.
Just
don't miss your chance to know what the latest sports news in town is, chance to win tickets, or just knowing what's going on with your favorite KFAN shows. You can follow KFAN 1003 on all of our social channels like Instagram, TikTok, and X. Stay connected and follow the sports leader, the fan.
What is the name of this? Tenebee says these all have titles to them.
They do. This one is called Saturn Rings.
Ooh, Saturn Rings. And Neptune necklaces. That's what I would call it. But that's just me. Hey-o! Thank you. Peek at the Purple brought to you by our friends at Affordable Electric. I just talked to Teresa at Affordable this morning. They did some work at my home and did a bang-up job. A couple other things, though, I do want done. So they're gonna make a triumphant return sometime in the near future. But I asked Teresa, I said, are people contacting you and taking you up on the free electrical evaluations you're offering this month? She said, absolutely. So, and it continues through the rest of this month. Free electrical evaluations all month long, from new lighting and electrical upgrades to repairs and remodels. We do it all. Call today, schedule your free estimate, 612-331-VOLT or affordable-electric.com. Affordable-electric.com. Oh, it's shockingly affordable. So this is, it's Viking related, sort of, kind of. I wake up in the morning, love, do. The sunlight hurt my eyes. So it's Sunday morning. And I received hold on, I got to find it. Yeah, I received an email Sunday morning at about 8:25. And the subject line says, super weird. So it piques my curiosity. But the first thing I think, I'm one of those people, if I wasn't a major market radio talk show host, if I wasn't the official, unofficial ambassador to Minnesota Golf, if I wasn't a radio gadfly, if I wasn't the radio Romeo or the buffoon from noon, I would like to be a psychologist. I'm always interested in, we'll get to your stomach in a while.
That's fine.
Just hang in there. Don't die before
Okay.
now in the next segment when we dive deep into your tummy ache. But I always wonder, people, if you use the word super when you're describing everything, that's is super an adjective?
I believe so. Yeah.
You're a millennial. Super this and everything is super. They have no other adjective. They can't even say incredible, fantastic, brilliant. It's just super good. It's super big. It's super this. It's super that. So he goes, it's super weird. So I know I got a millennial I'm talking to. And he writes, are you sexually attracted to Sam Darnold?
Huh?
So like asking if I want to be romantic with Sam Darnold. I go, I hate listen to you at this point. He left out a word. I hate to listen to you. So he hates to listen to me at this point. It's just very odd that you talk about Sam and then he has in capitals every single day when no one else does. So that begs my original question. Are you really attracted to Sam Darnold? First of all, I look at this and I say to myself, I don't think it's that odd to talk about Sammy Darnold. And if he says no one else is talking about him every day, then that's good because you want to do something that's different than what everybody else is doing. Otherwise, it's just the same old, same old. But I'm not one of those guys. I don't know if he's trying to get a rise. I have no idea why he's taking his time.
Trying to rage bait you?
Yeah. And so my response, I didn't do the response of, leave the radio to the professionals. Bob, I can get really angry. I just said, he's not my type. And then I just moved on. How was he supposed to respond to something like that? So we talked about Sam Darnold today.
Brilliant.
But we didn't really dive deep into a Sam Darnold, topic. We just talked about, do I have romantic feelings towards Sam Darnold? And I do not. He's a handsome young man.
What if he can rattle the pots and pans?
Well, now there you go.
Think about it.
I wonder if he can rattle the pots and pans, because that is important. As a matter of fact, today I'll be having some leftover chicken, some sweet potato, and I'm going to have a few olives, and that's going to be my lunch today. Someone just sent a text message to the Bradshaw and Brian Catering text line. Says this guy definitely has Avatar. Avatar, of course, is aggravated Vikings anticipatory traumatic abandonment reaction. Oh, listen to Packer fan over there laughing. This guy definitely aggravated Vikings anticipatory traumatic abandonment reaction syndrome. And that's what and we've talked about this, so I am going to talk about
late.
I'm going to talk about Sam Darnold. It's I think it's the diehard Viking fans. They wanted to believe that the Vikings front office and coaching staff made the right decision when it came to the quarterback situation. And despite the fact that Darnold continued to play really well all season for Seattle, ended up having the best record in the NFC, and then ended up getting the first round bye and winning 2 playoff games. And in the NFC Championship game, he was brilliant. He didn't. And by the way, throughout the entire playoffs, no turnovers. And he had some great defense helping him out. Blah blah blah. I understand all that. But anyway, they don't want to accept. Even after that, they still think the Vikings made the right decision. And you know what? Time will tell. It could end up being that J.J. McCarthy ends up being a really, really good quarterback. Maybe a generational quarterback, maybe one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time. But we'll have to wait and see how that happens. So anyway, there you go. There's your peek at the purple, brought to you by our friends at Affordable Electric. For all of your electrical needs, and to get that free electrical evaluation, you can do it all during the month of February. 612 331-VOLT or affordable-electric.com. Affordable-electric.com. They're shockingly affordable. So, so you have a stomach issue.
Yeah.
What happened?
So yeah, it was
a number of people are worried about you. They think that maybe you have a burst appendix and you need to get to the hospital right away. But you went to the doctor, right?
Yeah, I did go to urgent cares. Thankfully, it wasn't that. So it's on my left side. So it's the other side. But they no, it's just it was pain that wouldn't go away. And usually, if you have a stomach ache, once you go, then it's over. And you're like, oh, finally, relief. Well, it didn't go away. It just made it worse. I'm like, okay, that's different. That's new. So Saturday got to a point where the pain was just so uncomfortable and I was starting to get freaked out.
In other words, the pain was tremendous.
It was super. The pain was super.
Super tremendous.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
So I'm like, I had to send out the bat signal to everybody. Like, I need to go. I'm in for Fan Outdoors. I thought I could tough it out.
Did you go see Sheldon?
No.
Okay.
But
another inside joke. Well, sorry, even inside
there's
joke.
a lot of these. Yeah.
Well, a lot of people here at the radio station like to go see Sheldon so they can say, I went to see Sheldon. And Sheldon's a terrific young man. I went to see him myself before. Viking Timberwolves doctor.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. So no, they do blood work. They do, I do a CAT scan. So yeah, it's basically just some sort of, how do I say this without being too gross?
Did they think you swallowed a cat?
No.
Hey-o! It's kind of comedy you can expect at the Cato Ballroom. That's coming up. That's coming up this Saturday. Ticket sales have been tepid. We need people in Mankato. You need to buy tickets.
I'll keep giving you material.
CatoBallroom.com/tickets. Please buy tickets. The show's this Saturday. I don't even know when we start. 7:30, 8 o'clock, something like that. Larry Mandela Guy, Meat Sauce, and Common Man.
Are you switching the order?
I'm having Meat Sauce close. It's time for him to get back to closing. When he's on, he's a combination of Dave Chappelle, Howie Mandel, and Dave Attell. He's that good. Anyway, so now back to your stomach issue.
Yeah, so I just got a CAT scan and nothing horrible, no tumors or appendicitis or anything. Actually, no blocks too, which was nice. But it's basically just my small intestine is very inflamed from catching something. I don't know what.
Is it that plastic chat? Has it come from your throat down into your small intestine? That's what I think has happened. It's down in your intestine.
So I haven't eaten real food in like 3 days, and I'm miserable.
You you just eat cheese anyways, don't you? Hey-o!
that and chicken, yeah.
Let me ask you a question. I think you have either diverticulitis or diverticulosis. That's where you get in your intestine, you get these little pits in there, and then stuff gets caught in there, and it can be very painful. I'm just throwing that out there. I have no idea. Don't take my word for it. They would have saw that because they said there was nothing. I think you need to have a colonoscopy. I'm getting one, by the way.
Oh, fun!
In early March, I'll be taking a day off. We'll talk a little bit about it because I know colonoscopies are a great subject matter.
Yes.
People love hearing about it, so we'll talk a little bit about that. I got plenty to get to, including literally one of the saddest things in sports ever. I think it's. By the way, it's NBA related. My favorite. My favorite topic is the NBA and the lack of effort. But apparently they tried the other day during the All-Star game. We'll take a break. We'll come back. There is plenty to get to, including that and a lot of Olympic stuff, et cetera, here on the Common Man program on the Fan.
Join us in Miller Lite at Duke's Pizza Pub in Oakdale this Thursday, 5 to 7. Stop by for drink specials, games, and to register for a chance to win a spot in the Vikings Foundation Golf Tournament. Full details now, KFAN.com, keyword golf. KFAN.com, keyword golf.
Couple 13-14 pastime common. He's Brett Blakemore in for the Presidentine Tennessee President's Day today. I still wish George McGovern would have been elected president, and mostly just because I wish they would have kept Thomas Eagleton on the ticket, but they didn't. You know who Tom Eagleton is?
Should I?
He was a United States senator from Missouri, and he was nominated. He was He accepted the invitation in 1972 to run on the Democratic ticket, along with the George McGovern, U.S. Senator from South Dakota. And then it was revealed shortly after they selected Tom Eagleton that he apparently had undergone like shock treatments for depression or something. And because that's what they used to do. They would just hook you up and they'd go, "Are you depressed?" "Yes." And then they'd give you a little shot of the negative. And because of that, they said, well, we don't think there was a big uproar. Well, how can we have someone who's undergone shock treatments, be one electrocution away from becoming the president, right? Because if the president were to die, the VP takes that spot. So they kicked him off the ticket. And they replaced him with Sergeant Schreiber. His name was Sergeant. He wasn't like a sergeant at arms or a sergeant in the Army or anything like that. He may have been, but I mean, that was his name, Sergeant Schreiber. And it didn't go well for McGovern and Mr. Schreiber. I don't even know if they won his own home state of South Dakota. I think maybe all they won was Washington, D.C. They may have won the state of South Dakota, too. It was a landslide victory for Richard Nixon. And then guess what happened? Nixon got impeached. Watergate, it's called. But then he resigned. They were going to impeach him, or they did, or whatever, and then he just said, "I'm out. You won't have Dick Nixon to kick around anymore." That was actually earlier, the first time he ran for president. I'm sorry. It's President's Day. Got to do a little presidential history, right? My favorite president of all time was William Harrison. Google William Harrison right now. And then read the first paragraph of his Wikipedia page. My very favorite president of all time, William Harrison. He wasn't president for very long.
He was the 9th president?
Yeah, and then what does it say?
Let's see. It's 9th president of the U.S., serving from March 4th to April 4th, 1841, the shortest presidency in U.S. history. It's also the first president to die in office, causing a brief constitutional crisis since presidential succession was not fully defined in the Constitution.
That was when, are you familiar with Alexander Haig? Al Haig at that point said, "I'm in charge here." He was secretary. He was like Secretary of Defense or whatever. And Al Haig said, "I'm in charge here." The famous "I'm in charge here." It's like, well, really, you're not. But anyway, then, yeah, does it say how he died? He died of I think he had a bad stomachache from eating nothing but chicken and cheese. No, I think that's how he perished. What does it say there?
Let's see. Political career, post-war death and funeral. Physically exhausted by the constant stream of office seekers and demanding social schedule. He often ignored the cold weather, blah, 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 no official word. There's so much here. This is unbelievable.
I can tell you what happened.
Go ahead.
He did his famous 7 years ago speech. For the inauguration.
Yeah.
And it was outside in January. It was like 13, 14 below with winds, and he spoke for like 2.5 hours, got pneumonia, and he died a month later. Yeah. So watch it. You might get pneumonia next. That could be the next thing.
Got to look out for the warning signs, yeah.
So it was the National Basketball Association held their annual All-Star game. The NHL does it right. They do. Every fourth year, they skip the All-Star game and just play the Olympics instead, which is a good idea because at least they're trying there. Over the years, the men's Major Four, we've talked about this. The All-Star games are really, they're just exhibitions in which the principals, that would be the players involved, don't even try, except in baseball. We figure they do there because, if you're on the mound and you're going to throw a pitch, you may as well try to throw a good pitch, right? You don't want to be embarrassed by the hitter. And if you're the hitter, you're not going to just stand there and take 3 strikes. And if you're out in center field and the ball's hit to you, if you're Byron Buxton, you're going to slam into the wall. That's just the way it is. You're not going to,
you're not going to jog.
Yeah, you're not going to jog. So we seem like we always got a real effort there. We know in the others, in football, and I don't blame them. Really, after now 17 game schedule, but even back in the day when the 14 game schedule and 16, you just battered each other for years, and you expect offensive linemen and defensive linemen to play like they're, it's the NFC or AFC championship game. You got to be kidding me. So they're basically, I'm sure they just have an agreement before it starts. Let's just collide at the line of scrimmage, and then I'll just kind of, if I'm the blocker, I'll just kind of push you a little bit, and you push me a little bit. We just let the quarterback have all day back there. I mean, we do have to tackle. but the running backs will go down rather easy, and we're not going to have anybody, going nuts, with pass interference and all that. Then in hockey, same thing. You don't want to get injured, right? So they just didn't check. There was no defense play. No checking, no defense. Just terrible, terrible guys. Now, why even bother? Just watching guys skate around in an upright position. And then basketball was the same thing. It's like, well, we're playing, hard for 48 minutes. We're playing hard for 40. Well, we're playing regular season games, and probably on half of those, we're trying hard. And the other
I always love that one.
But, you don't want to break too much of a... Because you could get injured, come down to your ankle wrong, whatever the case may be. So they've tried to change. Now, didn't the National Hockey League just abandon an all-star game? Don't they do like skills and 3-on-3 or something instead?
Yeah.
How do they do it?
Yeah, they do like a 3-on-3 when they have it. But like what did they do last year? Because it was the Four Nations face-off last year, which was their own created tournament. And that's why the NBA went to this stars and stripes and versus the world thing, because of the success of the NHL's Four Nation face-off. So, but before that, it was just an all-star game where it was like a 3-on-3 tournament. I mean, they had a skills day on Saturday, and then the next day they did a 3-on-3. The Central had a team, the Metro had a team, so on and so forth.
Did you watch it?
I wanted to see if Kaprizov would score. That was about it.
You mean?
Yeah, I was kind of done.
Kirill.
Kaprizov.
That's the one.
In the NBA, they never played defense. Final score, 202-200. East beats West, or West beats East. So they changed. I don't even know what they did. Could you understand? It's so uninteresting to me. They had
so they had
a stars team and a stripes team because we're patriotic, and I don't. And Ant was the hero.
Yep.
Ant was the MVP of the game.
Yeah. So they had 4 kind of mini games, or essentially 4 quarters.
Okay.
And each team, there was 3 teams. They all played each other once, and then the 2 top teams played in the 4th quarter in the championship, which was the Stars and the Stripes. And they had the world team as well. But yeah, Ant was the MVP. He was kind of going off.
A story, Fish Wrap Factory West Side by, this was picked up by Associated Press. It's actually Greg Beecham writing the stories. He says Edwards led his Stars team past a Stripes squad featuring LeBron and Kawhi. 47-21. Did they actually play defense, or was it like an 8-minute game?
To me, from what little I watched, it looked like you run down the floor, you put up a 3. You run down the floor, you put up a 3. That's what it looked like to me.
In this, to win the final in this mini tournament, comprising the entertaining main event of All-Star Weekend at the LA Clippers Intuit Dome. NBA's 4th All-Star format in 4 years matched 2 teams of Americans against a team representing everywhere else, hoping to stoke nationalistic passion from players and fans during an Olympic year. Results were solid, with 3 exciting mini-games in the round-robin tournament, all going down to the buzzer before the blowout finale. Ant said, I like this format. I think it makes us compete because it's only 12 minutes. Can't be asked to play for any harder than 12 minutes. What, are you kidding me? 12 minutes seems like a lot. You're going to ask these guys to play, you're asking us to play 12 minutes. I guess we can do 12. Think about it. We'll give you 12. We ain't going to we can't give you 48. Heaven forbid, 48, 12, 12, 12, and 12 like a regular game. We're not going to give you 24. We'll give you 1 quarter. Along with the late game theatrics, the event generally appeared to be played at a higher level of competitiveness than most All-Star games in recent years, hence the 12 minutes. We can give you 12. I can go ahead and break a sweat for 12. I'm not going to pour sweat for 48. Played at a higher level of competitiveness than most All-Star games in recent years, suggesting the league might have finally cracked the code on the long-standing question of how to make this midseason showcase even more entertaining. I cracked the code a long time ago. Just don't do it. Dispense with the All-Star game. It's ridiculous. It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't matter. The results don't matter. Nobody cares. Just, if you need to take a break because it's such a grueling, just take a week off and watch the Olympics and then go back and play. But they had, I guess we have to have an All-Star game.
They could just take 2 weeks off.
And quit.
Yeah.
That's what I would do. But here's my favorite part. Hold on. Okay, here it is. The Inglewood crowd included former President Barack Obama, who received a standing ovation pregame and even motivated Edwards' performance. Edwards said, he's my favorite person in the world. Favorite person in the world. Me and him had a great time. I told him I was going to put on a show for him. Maybe we could have him show up for every regular season Wolves game, and then maybe Ant would play 48 minutes and play defense hard all the time. Because remember, sometimes he says, I just sometimes can't do it. I don't know. I got to convince myself to. Here's the key to the whole story. When I read it, at first, I didn't believe it. I took my glasses off. You take your knuckles and you rub your eyes like this, and you do the Jimmy Finlayson double take. You know who Jimmy Finlayson is? He's an actor back in the silent movie days. He was called the master of the double take. So he had, big mustache. You
have to have a big
He looked like George Harrison Smith. No, George Harrison. No, who was the president I like?
President you like? His name was William Harrison.
Billy Harrison. He looked like Billy Harrison. He would be the master of double take. So if you do this thing, like, let's say I look at you, then I look the other way, and then you kind of get your head going, and then you go, whoa, and you just snap it back. You know what I'm saying by a double take?
Yeah, like if a gal walks by, as they would say.
What did you call her? Wow.
Isn't that what they used to say?
Well, they used to. Yeah, there was a day they did that. And let me ask you something.
My apologies.
On your crushes that you talked about with, didn't even ever create a double take for you?
Probably.
Who was your crush again? Your number one?
Who
did you even say? I don't even think I heard. I really wasn't listening. I was just waiting for my turn to talk about Ginger Marion.
It was a gal from the TV show I used to watch when I was a kid.
And what was the TV show again?
Ned's Declassified School Survival Guide. Exactly.
What's it again? Say it really slow. I didn't hear that.
Ned's Declassified.
I've actually heard that.
School Survival Guide.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, but here's what I read. This to me is the money quote. It's not a quote, but it's just this. It says, NBA Commissioner Adam Silver thanked the All-Stars for playing hard when he presented the championship trophy to the Stars. Now let me read that again. It's there. I did not make this up. NBA Commissioner Adam Silver thanked the All-Stars for playing hard when he presented the championship trophy. Thank you so much for really trying and earning your money. There's only 91 players in the NBA making $20 million or more a year. Did you notice 91 players in the NBA make $20 million or more a year? And all of those players were on the court, not 91, but all the players on the court, in the All-Star game, are all making $20 million a year or more, right? Well, maybe Wembanyama, I don't know how it works in the NBA. I don't know how salary. I don't know how, like in the NHL, in the NFL now, just because you're the number one pick overall, you don't all of a sudden make, $100 million. It's you have that rookie contract deal where you don't make as much. But anyway, he thanked them. He actually felt he had to say thank you for trying. And I guess in his case, because he's the commissioner, now he's got the tanking situation on his plate now too, right?
Yeah.
Because teams are not now. They're not even trying to pretend. You almost do a passive tanking and go. Owner says, "Hey, listen, I'll give you $100,000 to lose games." Oh wait. That was the NFL who did this, apparently, allegedly. And $100,000 a game in the NBA would be a bit much. You'd have to, that's in a 17 game NFL season, maybe $100,000 a game. You lose 8, you get $800,000. NBA, if you lose 47 games at $100,000, that's a lot of loot, right? Or, well, you want to lose more than 47. Hell, you want to lose 60 to get that first pick overall. But doesn't anybody else find that just ludicrous?
When's
and
the last
sad that they actually had to say, thanks for playing hard. That's the one thing, and I've said it so many times, and I know people are getting tired. They're getting tired. They're getting tired. They're getting tired. They wish Common Man's contract would expire. They don't want to try. They got to thank him for actually putting forth effort. Thanks for breaking a sweat today. And my guess, was there a paycheck that went with the winning team too?
Probably.
Because I know there is for that ridiculous, what do they call that? That mid-season turn, the NBA Cup? Each guy gets like $500,000. Because as of 91 million, I guess 20 million is not enough. 20 ain't going to get you to the grave, fool. I'm going to read it again because I just can't believe it. NBA Commissioner Adam Silver thanked the All-Stars for playing hard when he presented that. Can you find the soundbite somewhere? See if you can find it, because I got to hear it for myself. I got to see how he did it. Did he go like, "When I want to really thank you for trying really hard"? Did he do it kind of in a whiny voice like that? Like me, like I'm whining about, I realize I'm whining. I get it. It's worth whining, I think. Whining and dining. And people wonder why I don't like watching the NBA.
When's the last time the commissioner of this building has come in and said, Common, thank you for working hard and breaking a sweat?
Well, I don't, because Abbott always says, "You got anything today?" Doesn't sound like you do. "You got anything today, Common?" I didn't think you do. I didn't think you did. NBA Commissioner Adam Silver thanked the All-Stars for trying, for playing hard. Yeah, that's the NBA for you. Yep. And as I mentioned, there's some type of this headline. This is Greg Beacham as well. Did Greg Beacham write the last piece for the NBA? I think he did. This headline is from Saturday. It says NBA's Adam Silver to consider changing draft lottery, revoking picks to stop teams from tanking. So not only are teams most of the time not even trying in the NBA, when you got a losing team, you're trying even less, which doesn't even seem possible if you watch some of these teams. Think about that. They're already not trying, and they're so bad record-wise that they're vying for to try to get the number one pick overall. Because, from what I understand, from what I'm told, this might be one of the deepest NBA drafts in college basketball history and NBA history.
You ready to hear it?
Yeah.
Thank you, Reggie. First of all, thank you, Steve Ballmer, Gillian Zucker, the Clippers organization, for being such fantastic hosts to the city of Los Angeles and Inglewood. Couldn't be a better weekend, couldn't be a better few days here in the community. Now, for these All-Stars, both U.S. and world, thank you guys for competing hard on the court tonight. We all appreciate that. There could only be one winner, and it's the USA Stars. So come accept your trophy.
Thank you for competing hard today. Thank you. Thank you for that. Thank you for putting one foot in front of the other. So think about how, if you think during the regular season most NBA teams put very little effort, imagine when you're a tanking team how little you put. Just think how much those guys are like that. Coach gets everybody gathered in the locker room and goes, "You guys were a terrible team in a terrible city with terrible fans in a terrible stadium." They go, "Yeah, okay, we know. What would you have to call a meeting for this?" "Well, no, hold on. Talk to owner guy, and he says we want to get that first pick overall. Help the club in the future. So, this might be a lot to ask, but we want you to try even less than you are right now." And they're just going, "Hallelujah." So now I have permission not to try. So when I'm supposed to guard a guy, I can just let him go right by. Is that what you're telling me? Absolutely. Just let him go right by. I don't have to spend hours after the game practicing my free. No, we don't care if you make free throws. We'd rather you didn't. We don't want you to make shots either. Just jack them up and bang them off the ring, off the backboard. And matter of fact, our best players get in trouble foul trouble right away and get fouled out in the first half. And then it's even worse. He was trying as hard as he could to defend. That's how you make it look like you're trying. Well, he was giving it everything he had on the defensive end of the floor. Look at, he's not sweating. It's perspiration on his forehead. It's not quite sweat, but it's perspiration. Okay. It's just like,
do you think that statement, would you consider it preposterous?
Well, I think it needs to go into the PST. Can you save it and
sure,
send it to Tennessee, to the selection committee so they have it for next year? Because we have audio on that now. Well, it's not preposterous. Well,
It is.
Well, it is, but it's not because he shouldn't have to thank them, but he did. Maybe, I don't know, did they try really hard? I wouldn't know. I didn't watch it. Oh, I missed it. What a bad break for me. I didn't even know it was on. I thought All-Star Weekend was next weekend. Oh, no, not that. Anything but that.
Rockford Files is on.
Yes. Gilligan's Island. Ginger Marion. Or I could have watched, what was the name of your favorite show?
Ned's Declassified School Survival.
Ned's Declassified. Or Tennessee, Saved by the Bell.
There you go. Yeah.
And I think Rosen's was Rawhide or Bonanza.
Ooh.
Think about it. Ugh. All right, we'll break. When we come back, do you have a 5-3-4?
I do.
Because that'll kill a segment and I can eat lunch. What you got? You got a tease?
We'll continue with some golf talk, the beautiful game, and also rank Olympic cheating scandals.
Ooh.